Hey guys, what is going on? It's your boy Southpaw Brad. I am let's see what I'm doing here. Okay. Um I've as you can see, I've got stuff out the wazoo that I need to start checking off the list. I've just added I've added more boxes and more stuff, and I need to I've definitely got to like start chipping away at these things. And I've been kind of busy this week, of course, with the holidays and stuff coming up. But my I've been busy. I haven't been doing the videos, and I've not curbed my unquenchable desire to get to keep buying stuff. So what is up, dude? I appreciate you stopping by. I've got just mounds of things that I need to start chipping away at. So so I thought I would take some time. I do have a little college football championship viewing in my future here. So I'm gonna work on doing a little bit of that too. But I just thought I thought it'd be a good idea to jump in here, and I'm gonna throw the link up in there just in case anybody wants to hop in and give me a virtual high five while I'm opening some of this stuff. But I've got here's 3 things, and then I think I'm going to knock out these 2 boxes. So this is just stuff that's been stacking up, and I've mentioned previously look at him. He is this hashtag is taking off like wildfire. The look at me hashtag. I've got an idea. I think it's probably Georgia, and I don't think the losers should be kicked out of the playoff either. So I think if you lose to a team of Georgia's caliber, they're on another level. They're on an Alabama-like level right now. This is the level that we usually see Alabama performing at. So I just want a good game. I don't have a dog in the fight. My guys are going. I'm University of South Carolina, the Fighting Gamecocks. Spurs up. We did make a bowl game though, which is it's just been a disaster. Yeah. What's going on, man? Our boy Mike, appreciate you swinging by. I didn't see anybody else on, so I thought I'd jump in and try to start knocking out some of this stuff. So we got yeah, man, that's cool. Yeah. It's Georgia's just, with the exception of Clemson in the first game, I think they've just obliterated everyone, including my Gamecocks. So I don't know how that's going to shake out, but it'll be interesting to see for sure. Again, I'm going to throw this out there just in case y'all want to hop in. I'm going to go ahead and start opening some stuff, and let's see. And I'm winging this. I usually like to, I struggle somewhat with the notion of opening these and it being a surprise. And you guys let me know, I've got a new mic. So if there's any weird stuff going on that I can't hear, comment and let me know if it's, I got new lights too. So I got called up tonight. I'm going to the big dance tonight. I'll be on Tylox's stream, what is typically a Saturday night filled with spine ticks, and during the hiatus, celebrating Sith Lordly and Lady Sith, their union and apparently world tour of Disneyland, which I've thoroughly enjoyed seeing pictures of. In their absence, the rest of the panel has, they're taking up the mantle and running with it. So tonight, Tylox the Mighty is hosting, and he graciously asked me to participate. So now the only question is, how late can this old man stay up? Because I really don't anticipate making the end of that show I haven't as a viewer. I don't know if I can as a participant, but we shall see. All right, perfect. Good deal. What's up, Dave Collects? Yeah. I just watched y'all's video this morning, man. It was wonderful. I've really enjoyed watching that. And it's a little difficult for me to get in the Christmas spirit when it's. I went out to dinner with my my mom last night. We went to a restaurant in just right outside of Columbia, and I have no idea how the hell they put this thing. Went to a restaurant. I actually wore shorts last night. It was like yesterday was mid to upper 70s here. So it's kind of hard to get in the Christmas spirit when you've got to deal with temperature issues. So always remember, try to save some of your mailers so you can use those down the road somewhere. And it's always now these couple of purchases were from eBay. And I was saying earlier, I usually struggle because I like to, when I give you guys information. Now that's a good idea. Oh, Comet Kingdom. So that's where this one's from. They include a little magnet. They've got some really cool variants. If you guys haven't checked out their site, take a look and see. See what they got going on. But yeah, Dave, I thoroughly enjoy that because it really does get me in the Christmas spirit to see your boys being so excited about that stuff. And it's like, what are we going to get? That anticipation. So it's kind of like Christmas every day leading up to Christmas. So that's been wonderful to watch. And I think you guys you are on to something with that thing. This light is kind of messing with me a little bit, but I always struggle with what I like to provide information when I share my books. And so, but I also like the element of surprise, like, hey, this is what, I like to open it and everybody see it, but also like to explain what I'm getting, what I purchased and why. So I struggle with going ahead and pulling up, I need to know what's in the box so I can pull up the information. But I think this time I'm just going to stick with the element of surprise and we'll wing it on the info. And most of this stuff I should know what it is and why I bought it, which is one of the things I really like to share. So let's make sure this. Yeah, I think we're okay. There's a little funkiness going on with the light coming in. But this first, this was from Comet Kingdom of Canada, and they did a little deal. So I picked up 3 issues of Werewolf by Night. This is a variant cover. Rumored to be a holiday special featuring Jake Gomez, the new Werewolf by Night, and a really cool cover there. Who is let's see if it's on the packing slip. Who the Perillo cover? Lucio Perillo. Now this is about probably a $20 book typically, but they said these were they got some damage in the box. I see the worst of the 3 that I bought has this tick on, let's see, where am I? That line right there, that color breaking tick. But they progressively get better. This one, you see it by his hand, the slightest little tick. And this one is the best of the 3. So I basically I think they were selling these for like less than $5 plus shipping. So they're 20 to 25 a piece typically. So I thought I'd go ahead and snag those. So let me catch up, just make sure this the chat's moving. It's moving. Let's see. Yeah, man. God, so it's so good, man. And that's the Christmas spirit, You can get caught up in the crowds and the traffic and all that stuff, all the negative stuff that comes with it. But the excitement, a child's excitement when they get to open a present, and they're it's got to be tough. It has to be tough to have to take turns on that. That's it's because you're just so excited. But they've been fun to watch, man. And you and Mary are doing a great job with everything. What's up, Tylocks the Mighty? Make sure you take your vitamins for tonight. We got a big show. So yeah, that was happy to get those. And I speculated on that Werewolf by Night because they're doing a Halloween special next year. So I imagine once they announce the Halloween special, that book I got a really just maybe a little over cover price is what I bought those for. I bought 4 copies. And then after that announcement, and they started saying, hey, this is not Jack Russell is not playing he's not going to play Werewolf by Night. It's going to be because Marvel has been doing a lot of diversity in their roster. Oh, you love when they just roll up a piece of tape in the back and stick stuff to it. I always cringe when I see some of these packages. But once they announced that they've been trying to add some diversity to their roster, and I think it's a good move. He's Native American and Hispanic descent, and that particular book is written by Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas. So he's apparently a big comic book fan. A lot of those rappers are comic fans, man. Or I say rappers / pop. They're much more pop than rap, but a lot of there's a lot of comic book fans in the music world. I know Method Man's like a huge comic book guy. Run DMC, they're all into it. So that's pretty dope that they're that they're into that stuff. Yeah, the guy I just subscribed to that you sent me totally missed the name, and just started laughing. He's like, I can't remember what it was. But that was good. Huh. Now that is very interesting. What is Dave, what was the strike for? Because you're doing Lego stuff or what? There's no that's interesting. Thank you. What's going on? 78 points of articulation. I appreciate you stopping by. I mentioned I went to dinner with my mom last night. And I was telling her about the Magneto figure that I won for your giveaway, and I was showing her some pictures and showed her some pictures of the work you do. So it really is cool, man. Really is cool. Oh goodness. Wait, is that somebody that just entered through the backstage there? Let me
Well, I wouldn't say just entered.
Man, I was in a zone, but and I was trying to keep up with the chat and stuff. What's going on, man?
What up, brother? I was enjoying the show, man. I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm doing good. I've just had a stack of stuff that it's not in my nature to let stuff sit like it's been sitting. So I like to open stuff when it comes in.
You got to do a show, man. That's what it's all about. Look at me. Look at me.
That's right. I know. Yeah, that's right. That's it's the hashtag that's taking the world by storm. So
have you did you get that Venom #4, Amazing Spider-Man 300 homage. Have you seen that one? It's by Yarden, I think.
I saw that in there's
He's got the
some
black
place
suit.
there's some place I'm on their mailing list, their email list, and I saw it pop up, but I didn't get it. Did you pick it up?
It's still
Wait,
available, but yeah. I even went and got a virgin one from Big Time Collectibles. I'm a sucker for those things, man.
you had already wrecked the 10 you had already wrecked the 10 book limit for the week anyway, so
Oh
you
yeah.
may as well knock it
Well,
out.
that's how I cheat is if I buy it online or if I pre-order it from Things from Another World, it doesn't count against that number. So that's how I order way more than 10 a week, believe me. But I limit myself to 10 in the shop, or at least I try to. It's
Hey, we
all a
got
sham. It's a sham. I buy all the books, man.
Hey, it's I can't blame you. But I was super impressed. Hey, we got what is going on? It's
What up?
fam.
Oh,
What's happening?
What
we
up,
are
homie?
traveling down to Six Flags.
Nice.
Six Flags.
You've got a
Enjoy
busy
that
day
weather.
today, my friend.
Yeah,
you
dude,
got-
I can't wait. It's gonna be a long day, long night.
Well, hopefully hey Nicole. Hey Glenn, what's going on? Yeah, hopefully yeah, that's impressive. So what time is it where you are right now?
It's like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Gotcha. So a good long day at good long day at Six Flags. That'll be awesome. I bet the boys are excited too.
Oh, they are. They totally are. I wanted to jump on and tell you I got those copyrights because the Christmas music, they're super on it. Like the Christmas music, that we use, it's popular. So they were on it.
That's crazy, man.
You got to find copyright-free Christmas music. It's possible, but you got to find it.
Yeah, because you would think some of that stuff is so old that you would.
Yeah, if you're doing like Nat
this
King
went
Cole
up with the copyright.
Going through a little dead spot there, but
yeah, I can't hear him.
So you said you can get some copyright free Christmas music. I would imagine some of that stuff is so old that it might be in public domain or something.
Right.
So oh boy.
Hey, there he is.
Check it out.
Are y'all ready for tonight? You got it. You got the clips. Are we ready to go?
I just have to make a Google slideshow of some slides, and then that's it. It's done. And I'm about to go out and run errands, and then when I come home, I'm gonna start working on that. It shouldn't take how long does it could it possibly take a simple slideshow? An hour.
If you're new to it,
we'll find out. We'll see.
It depends on what you're trying to do. I see
a lot of copying and pasting in my future is what I see. So
I don't think most people don't realize how much work goes into it, but I think I think you do a really good job. I think you do a really good job with your graphics, man. I like how you're talking. Oops. I like how you're talking and you have the graphic pop up beside you while you're talking. I was like, man, this is we have to get my boy to do a class or something.
I'm trying to keep you entertained, man. I'm trying to, it's better to show than it is to tell. So I'm always trying to show.
One of my favorite things about Circumstances show is that he combats a problem that we see a lot when people are new to a hobby. And it's the thing of walking right past someone at a con that you're a really big fan of because you have no fucking clue what they look like. You don't know. You can walk right past Chris Claremont and not even know it.
That's a big part of why I do it is I really wanted to be familiar with these people, mostly to help myself, choose what I wanted to buy in terms of comic books, but also at a con, not walking by them. That's a great example, man.
Yeah, that's it's really good to watch. This morning I just watched your was it top 10 or And you don't even.
I've got that on my list.
That
While
one's
working on that
straight.
slideshow, I would watch a bunch of videos.
That's plug and play, man. That was straight. Like you don't even show your face in that one. You just straight up like it's all graphics. But this stuff can be a lot of work, man. It's you can it doesn't pay the bills. Oh boy, look what we got.
Oh,
It's a passion, definitely. But now I have most of the people that I buy, I have their faces. So really it's like Tylock said, man, just plugging and playing.
Yeah.
I hope it's that simple. We'll see. It's supposed to be
The hard part is getting the graphics. You know, that's the hard part.
Oh yeah.
Like all I'm doing is taking pictures of basically either movie posters or bands. This one's gonna be interesting.
I like it. I'm gonna try hard to stay up,
We're
man.
gonna get jump into a music rabbit hole tonight.
Common Journey, what up, brother?
How you guys doing? So, Mr. Brad Diva, how long were you gonna plan on keeping me in backstage, just sitting there in backstage limbo? How long were you gonna do that?
Well,
Huh?
it's like double dutch. Like you got to look for your point to jump in. You can't just like willy-nilly start adding people. It's gotta
Look.
My next guest, this is like the Tonight Show or something. It's like, my next guest is
All right, so
not a
give me
Mickey
my
Mouse operation here.
give me my proper introduction, my friend. Give me my proper introduction.
And plus I wanted to give you time to position the camera on your hands and and make sure you had your look at your look at me position properly.
Yeah, guys, don't look at me, but also look at me.
Right. Yeah, it's his shtick. That's his thing.
There's no shtick, my friend. The only reason I hopped on, I heard Dave talking about the copyright strikes. And guess what's happening to me? Guess what's happening to me? This is a new development. This is a completely new development. So last night I decided to do a stream. I did a stream. I believe it or not, I found over 200 maniacs that actually subscribed to me. So I decided to do a stream and talk about the giveaway that I'm going to give out. So in order to get this out, I decided to do a hashtag googly look. See that? Googly look. And then hashtag giveaway troll. So these are the ways people are gonna. You want to watch the video, you can figure it out. But I'm gonna have to make a new one. You know why? Google has decided to block everybody that writes googly look on my comments. I see them in my notifications, but they don't show up in the video.
You can allow them, I think, or turn off.
No. They're not even held for review. They just wipe them out. I see the instantaneous notification, and then disappeared. I got it all on stream. I'm looking at my phone, and I got it all. I recorded it. I screen recorded it. So now I'm calling Google out, and you're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Oh, the man is going
CJ
down.
versus Google. Look out, folks.
Look
out.
I'm gonna poke those
y'all ready?
googly
What time
eyes
is those
sky.
awards tonight, Common Journey?
What's that?
What time are those awards tonight?
I believe they're either 7 or 8 o'clock. I believe
Eastern?
so. Brian didn't make it clear as far as exactly what time it was.
So it was 9.
I'm not sure. He didn't put a.
He's gonna be done before the Spine Ticks hour at 10.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be like sleeping by the time you guys get started. He's gonna get knocked out.
I gotta see what's gonna happen here at 10 o'clock on Tylox's channel, y'all.
I think he's starting. I think he's starting around 7. I believe Eastern time, and I think Freaky Louie is doing something 9 right after, like after party kind of freaky thing that he does. Freaky does his freaky things, and then it's the Tylock show with his cat. Is the cat going to be the co-host?
What up, Empire Comics?
He's a diva. I can't tell you whether he's actually going to make an appearance or not. He just kind of graces us with his presence and then leaves.
So he's like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, he just jumps in and he's like, "Oh yeah," and then he jumps right back out.
He just shows up whenever.
Shout out if you get this shirt. By the way, nobody gets it, but if you do get it, We're family. You
I thought
Inaloras.
Is that the toy company?
You Inaloras. No, it's not a toy company.
I was about to say, kind of looks like Fisher Price, but not really.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm not saying what it is, but if you know what it is, we're family.
Oh, how
That's
about
not how
that?
you spell Tycho the Toys. Come on, man.
Well, I was just wondering. I don't know.
Come on, man. We've had
No,
enough
I'll tell you.
Tychos.
It's The Expanse. It's one of my favorite shows, The Expanse. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's the most amazing representation of humans in space that you can imagine, man.
I've
It's
got that
so
on my to watch list. So I'll have
It
to.
is. The first 2 seasons are a little boring. I'm not gonna lie to you, but once you get to the 3rd season, that thing exploded for me, man. It's my favorite. It's so good. The best part is just trying to imagine humans in space because they really try and give you a realistic representation of it, and it's just nuts trying to put yourself in these people's shoes. But enough about that. What's up with the unboxing?
I have
Yeah,
not.
let's,
I have not seen it yet. I'm still struggling to get through He-Man. I'm still
Yeah, I'm not-
struggling. I have not
No, I
finished
didn't
it.
even
watching
bother.
that.
I gave up on it. I gave
Yeah,
up
I'm
on
not
it.
interested.
After I
in
seen
it.
the
trying.
first one, I was like,
I'm
you
trying.
can't,
I'm trying. I'm trying to be open-minded. I'm
I
trying to
didn't
be
even
open-minded.
bother.
you can't
Yeah,
triple stamp and double stamp, okay? You can't triple stamp and double stamp. So once it once it was broken, I was just like,
How's
yeah,
it going, Glenn?
Glenn
Yeah,
in the house.
so I've got this is the second box. This is from the second box. This was one book. But this is Avengers World number 9. All this crazy stuff with Azari, T'Challa, Black Panther's son. So there's three books. There's an Avengers book. Brian Michael Bendis, I can't remember what volume it is. Brian Michael Bendis and John Romita Jr. It might be volume 4, but book 1 is the first cameo of Azari. Book 8 or 9 is first full appearance, and then this book actually names him. So first full appearance was in that Avengers book, but this is T'Challa, this first named book. So there's really, if you're specking on Azari, there's really 3 books, and this is the 3rd of the 3 that are
I'm
important.
sorry. Explain to me what the
Who's
hell
the
is
art on the
Azari?
cover?
Azari is the son of the Black Panther.
T'Challa.
He has a son.
Yeah, actually in the comics it's with Storm. So that everybody says, well, Storm hasn't been introduced. Maybe they'll introduce Storm. I'm like, no, maybe they'll just have his actual wife in the movies be the.
I was about to say, introducing Storm at this point to a comic book would be like,
just so he can.
You guys were behind about 20 or 30 years. We already know who Storm is. I mean, for the most part, because they always hinted at her back history when she was in the X-Men, but they never really fully kind of went into it.
I don't really think. We got a little comic book royalty, folks. How about our boy J2?
Low grade in the house.
I know, man. This is
What up?
Quite the treat.
You know what? I think I will. Hold on, let me dig for a second. I'm gonna show y'all my low grade. This is the lowest grade thing I have. This is the shittiest comic.
Empire, we're mind melding on a lot of these spec books we're sharing. I think we're on the same page. We might have to do like a team up or something and share some stuff together at some point.
I want to see a spec off. South Brawl versus Empire.
Man, I ain't ready to take on Empire. You crazy?
Spec off. Empire isn't. He got specs for days.
You ain't lying. You don't want to enter my world of spec.
Empire's doing. My man's deep diving. I'm not deep diving. I'm splashing in the kiddie pool. I'm in the shallow.
It'd still be fun to see.
But I think maybe, yeah. I wonder. I know he shares things that I don't have, and then there's a lot of things that I've done too. But in order, the whole thing, and I think Empire would 100% agree with this, is if you're specking, you don't want to be a follower. You better be out doing the research.
You got to be ahead of the game for sure.
Sir.
Early bird gets the worm.
When it pops up on a show, you missed it.
if it's
So
on Key Collector,
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something, Brad. You wanna put a show together with a stream and a panel of people showing off their weird spec that's gonna take off and become $1 trillion. I'll jump on and I'll show you some crazy spec. And
man,
it's gonna
I'm
be
too
worth
new to get banned.
multi-trillion dollars.
I'm too new to get banned now. I don't know about all that. That's kind of crazy.
I would do it. I would do it myself, but I don't want any more people subscribing to me. So you do it.
Crazy. You're like I know that's the yeah. I'm not buying that. It's part of your shtick, and it is.
I just told you to do the show, and I'll jump on with you. All right, Tylex, you do it. You get I'll give you ratings.
I'll just start blatantly throwing stuff out.
You know, circumstances. You do it. I'm not.
You know what? You know what? The big spec book has got to be first appearance of Ghost Rider. So just go out and buy about 4 copies of that, and then just sit on it, see what happens.
I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to reveal my crazy spec right now. This is not the time and the place for it. You have to make a good thumbnail with a crazy title and get people to come in so they could spend their trillions of dollars on it, and then I could come a billionaire, and I could become a billionaire because I'll have 100 of them sitting on, and all the people that are insane, they're gonna go on and buy it, and I'm gonna put them on eBay, and I'm gonna sell them for $1 trillion. You're gonna see what's gonna happen.
I have a theory. I have a crazy theory that Empire Comics is influencing spec because those nostalgia comics have blown up all of a sudden where everybody's wanting them really, really badly, and the first person I saw do a video on them was Empire Comics, where he started showing them, and then the next thing I knew, I was like, I wonder how much Johnny Bravo #1 is on eBay. $60. Was it $60 before he said that? I need to know these things. So yes, and it was $60 before that.
If Empire's smart, he's gonna make sure he's stacked them before he shares what he's stacking. That's the other part of the the game too. So yeah.
Shout out to Mercenaut. He's the original spec guy here on YouTube, and he's got a hilarious sense of humor. Oh my god.
I've enjoyed. I just subscribed to him this week.
Who was that?
Pointed out.
His name is Mercenaut.
What the hell's a Mercenaut?
When I had the YouTube channel before, I was on YouTube. Yeah, he was on there then, and he was like telling everybody this Ultimate Fallout 4. I'm telling you, you need to grab them anytime you see them because I think they're going to be a big book.
I wish I would have been around back then.
No kidding, man.
We all told him he was crazy. The book will never be worth anything. And then $3,000 later, we were all wrong.
Oh, that's the dream book right there.
Where after he's told people this, he's like, so I bought not 1 copy, not 2 copies, not 5 copies, not 10 copies, but 20 copies of this book. So I know he's got about 20 or 30 of them at his house. If he hasn't sold them already.
Anybody got one of those books right now where you think that you are sitting on the gold mine, the next Ultimate Fallout? Anybody, give it to me.
Jeez, man. Yeah, I want to hear from the chat too, for sure.
Billy the Kit #1.
I don't have anything off the top that's going to be that Ultimate Fallout kind of banger, but I definitely have a few in mind that are going to be quadruple, tenfold what they're worth today.
I think was it Youngblood #2? I think Youngblood #2 is actually going to shoot up.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid, my friend.
I think it's
there's so many copies of
it. I think people are really going to like Prophet. I think Jake Gyllenhaal do a good job.
I love Prophet as a kid. Prophet was one of my favorites as a kid. So I definitely have that.
There you go. It's basically people in Wildcats and people in Youngblood were like and Gen 13. Those were like the 3 big groups when the Image first started out.
See, I picked them all up just to have them. I picked them up for a buck.
I did too.
I don't recommend I don't recommend people go and buy them for freaking $20, $30. I don't recommend that. Come on, Prophet.
There's so many copies of those too, by the way.
That's the thing about those 90s books, man. They were all like that. I was collecting then. I mean, I bought some stuff. I was big into the McFarlane Spider-Man stuff. I loved it. Loved his artwork. And everybody, I mean, you had like McFarlane, Jim Lee, and Rob Liefeld, love him or hate him. those three were they were rock stars, man. I mean,
well, you just named 3 people. What's the difference between all 3 of these people? The one person that separates himself from the others.
You probably don't like Rob Liefeld, I'm guessing.
No, there's a very specific thing I'm going to point out. Who's the only one that still has an ongoing series from that time period?
Oh, Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason that Spawn is still relevant, and the fact that that number 1 book, even though there's a billion copies printed out of it, is still holding.
Still worth it. I don't have one, and I need to fix that, man.
So that's the big difference. So even if a Prophet,
I'm with you,
even if a Wildcats, even if a Youngblood catches fire, and you know what, you make a bunch of money selling them right off the bat, or whatever the case is, for the quick moment, fine. But as far as long-term sustainability, I don't see it. I just don't.
Picking up Spawn this year, jumping in on Spawn is one of the best decisions I made.
I've been telling people for years. I've been reading it for years, going, look, it's at least incredible art. He doesn't pick people.
It is every book that art
it's
pops,
his
man.
He's like, no, if you can't draw, you can't be in the book.
Every book.
I mean, so he's picking people like, Jason Alexander, and Greg Capullo. He picked him out of nowhere. Everybody was like, who is this guy? And then next thing you know, he explodes there. He's always picking incredible people to do the art in that book. So you've always got
looks great.
The one thing that's unanimous with McFarlane is whatever product you're purchasing from him is you're getting quality, and you're getting your money's worth.
Mm-hmm. Got to support the Todd father, man. Got to support.
So I give him a lot of credit. I don't give him any credit for what he did with the whole Angela situation, because he kind of talked out of both sides of his mouth and could try to screw somebody. Same way he didn't want to get screwed from Marvel, but other than that, he's a pretty stand-up businessman.
Yeah. He's licensed all the, when he got into the toys and started doing the sports figures and stuff. I mean, he was doing it like nobody else was doing it. I mean,
Empire.
That was the see you, Empire. Thanks for stopping by, man. J2, that if you look at the first appearance of Gunslinger, I just happened to look it up when I picked up the book.
It's already up there pretty good.
Man, it's up there, yeah.
It's a $150 book, depending on where you find it.
Is that 309?
Circumstances is wanting to come to the Comic Crawl next year. He's wanting to find him a cheap copy of Spawn #1.
Yeah, they got
oh, you paid how much for that? Yeah, dude, they're everywhere down here.
Yeah, I told my nephew. Yeah, I told my nephew because I bought the Gunslinger Spawn, and he said, well, what's his first appearance worth? I said, it's a few $100s, because they just weren't making many of that.
They didn't make,
I think there were 20,000 copies of those books printed when they were coming out.
The first 50 books were printed heavily, and then after that, it started to trickle down. And then Spawn would go through phases where people would pick up on it, read it again. Gunslinger made it jump back up in print run, and then it went back down again, and he'd introduce somebody else, and then it'd go back up, go back down.
On 119, I did not know this.
So there's a cameo, and then 6 years later, his first full appearance happened.
Pretty much, he just gave us a taste of a basically a storyline thread that he could use if he needed to, and then he introduced it, and then just completely went the other way. I think he put out.
So you know what's going to happen now, right? With this whole cameo and full appearance, all the people that own the cameo are going to make a big deal about that's the real first appearance, and you're going to have the other ones with the full first appearance. They're going to make a whole big deal about it, and it's going to be one of those books that which one is the book? Which one is the book? The same thing with
matter,
Angela.
Though.
The same
those
thing
arguments don't matter. It's just whatever you decide.
You're going to see what's going to happen with the most intriguing character from that entire Spawn series. And I'm just saying this time and time again, is Angela. She's in the Marvel universe right now. What is the book? What is the book? Is it Spawn #9? Is it Guardians of the Galaxy #5? Is it
I think
Ultimate?
they're all low enough that you have to pull the trigger on all of them.
Is it Ultimates #1? Which one is it?
I would go with Spawn 9 if I had to go with one.
I would have the tendency of agreeing.
I mean, I'd say the same thing too, but that's because I own Spawn #9. I own the books.
I don't own any of them though, and if you give me one, I'd choose that one for sure.
Yeah, I own all 3 of them, and I'll tell you something. I think the Spawn book is the book, And
Yeah, because you've got Spawn, you've got Age of Ultron, and you've got Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Age of Ultron 10. I said Ultimatums before. Age of Ultron 10. Guardians of 5. Angela. Spawn number 9. Spawn number 9, I really feel is the book, and I'll tell you another reason why I feel it's a controversial topic. He's no longer in the same publishing environment. Though they can never use him again. So those stories are one and done that have Angela involved. What the hell is that?
Tylox, answer your phone.
What the hell is he playing?
That's his ringtone or something.
I had no idea that people still had ringtones. My phone is never not silent.
That's not a bad.
That would be my phone. I left it in here when I went and read up on my coffee.
What the hell kind of ringtone is that?
It's the whatever came with it. I don't ever change
The
it.
xylophone, of course.
Yeah, I don't ever
Doesn't
change
everybody
it.
love the xylophone? Let's see.
But that's the book, I think. I really think that's the book.
Well, I wonder what it would be interesting to see what the print run is on those, like all those compared.
Super
because
high.
The Spawn book was a high. I mean, I remember when that came out, when that hit the newsstand, I was collecting them.
Spawn is definitely super high. Age of Ultron, I could assure you, is not a low print run because it's one of those tie-in books.
It's too much work.
So that's not a low print run. It might not be as high as Spawn, but it's definitely a lot of a low one. And I have a strong feeling that the Guardians of the Galaxy is not a low print run either, because it's usually they start to taper off after issue 10 and that kind of a thing.
I was about to say, which iteration of Guardians of the Galaxy was it? Was it something in the 90s?
No. I think 2000 and.
So,
yeah, she's in the background, like kind of the background, and it's her first full appearance in the Marvel universe. Is in that.
Oh, okay. Well, dang.
I believe
think I found one at Second and Charles. I believe that's one of the copies I have was a $1.95 purchase.
Y'all want to talk about something crazy? Shout out to Nicole and Uzumaki. Last night they went digging at Second and Charles near their house. They found a copy of Thundercats #1 for $9.
Get the hell out of here.
$9. Second Charles, baby.
How the hell did they pull that off?
What's that, like a
$200? Nicole said, shh.
They sent me a picture of it.
Send me the location. I'm coming to that store.
They were being sneaky, man. They didn't put it in our
send me location.
Our group Instagram chat.
He sent me a photo to tease me.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
What I got.
Wow.
Oh, the secret's out now.
You're a blabbermouth, man. You're a blabbermouth. You just ruined her surprise.
So is Angela the only answer? Is Angela the only next Miles Morales? We got 78 points talking about
but
Elena.
I do think there's a big thing about it. I think everybody's specking on Riri, and I don't think she's going to be as big. I think out of that whole generation, Miss Marvel, the one with the stretchy arms, the new Miss Marvel girl, not the you know what I'm talking about, right? The stretchy one, the modern one. That one I think is going to be the one from the young, like newer generation characters that's going to gravitate with most people.
Well, I definitely would like. I think that we should definitely listen to old men to tell us what the kids are going to like.
We'll see. Time will tell. Let's see how intelligent Journey is.
DJ's specking his Lone Ranger. He's specking his Lone Ranger over here.
All I know is I listen to their music and I understand nothing. So who knows what they'll like?
You listen to the Lone Ranger music?
No, the young people's music.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why I'm not convinced about Riri. I think there'll be some value. I think there'll be some sustainability, but I don't think it's going to be one of those, nuclear books. And the reason why,
I I think that Kamala Khan, Spider.
Well, I'm selling at I'm definitely selling at trailer, right? I'm not holding on to.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying that
you're not in love with those books right there. That's to fund. No. That's to fund something else.
Absolutely.
And the point is, I'm not saying it to piss on your book's circumstances. I'm not saying that in any way. But the thing is,
second appearance, second print.
She's not the first person to wear an Iron Man costume. She's not the second person. She's not even the third or fourth person. There's been many people.
Mention of her name, Ironheart's, in this book.
I've got that one. Yeah, that's
There's been a lot of characters that actually wore that armor. So, you want to talk Iron Man spec? Go get the book where Rhodey wears the Iron Man costume for the first time. Where he puts
the first time that's an Iron Man, like what?
I think it's 169 or 170, somewhere around there.
I think the movement is the youth, though. That's part of the appeal. Is that like here's a good
Yeah, I definitely think he's wrong about Riri. I think you're definitely wrong.
Yeah, because the movement is in the youth. I mean, because my thought was, okay, they're doing Armor Wars. Where's Rescue? Where's Pepper Potts? And like her book is very undervalued right now. Pepper Potts.
You think that they're done? You think there's more of her to come?
I don't know. They're not saying
Pepper
anything,
Potts.
but
are you gonna get after behind a character called Pepper Potts? Come on, man.
She's hot,
baby.
That's the question. 78 points. I don't know, man. You tell me. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, Dave had a good one. Spider Gwen. She seems to be a popular one. Now, this is a no-brainer, though. I mean,
I really think for that generation, Miss Marvel is going to be the one.
They're changing her power set in the movies.
If they don't screw her up, there's a big if.
I think they're changing the way her powers work for the show.
It'd be like Green Lantern, they said.
Yeah.
Instead of stretchy.
They're going to destroy the character. If that's the case, they're going to destroy the character.
Calm down.
We're all doomed.
The woman stretches.
Not Miles Morales.
The woman stretches. She's not supposed to have Green Lantern powers.
Yeah, I like the idea of that better. It does make her a stronger character, but
we'll see what they do, man.
Yeah,
it might suck, it might not.
No, we'll see. As long as they don't do a He-Man on it, I'm happy.
Yeah, Miles and Spider-Gwen are definitely too solid. I mean, obviously Miles is already, but Spider-Gwen definitely. Into the Spider-Verse 2 is going to be interesting to see what that pops up for us. I'm looking forward to that one.
There's a ton
and I'll tell you something
around
from the little kid perspective, like the really little kid perspective. Don't be surprised if they really do something well with Peter Porker.
Oh, don't get me started on that. I bought that book off the newsstand, had it for years and years and years. Gave it to my nephew. We have no idea where it is now, and now that book is. It's like you think. Like this book is trash. They're never gonna do a pig Spider-Man, and it's like, who knows? But it's funny because my nephew, he'll pop in. I think he might join us tonight on Tylox's channel for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But we always we'll see a book start to make some movement, and he's like, "Oh, I had that." I'm like, "No, I had that." Like I always had to battle him. Like. He's like, "No, I think you gave it to me," and I'm like, "I'm not real sure about that." Hey, I'm on throw out a couple more books here. I'm really liking this. This always happens, but it's a good thing. Is I like the hangout aspect of what we're doing here. So I appreciate you guys hopping on. All right, so this one is Mighty Avengers #1.
No, I was looking for that one for a while.
Monica Rambeau is Spectrum, and I don't know. I mean, who knows if she's Spectrum or Photon? It seems like.
If you don't mind me asking, how much did you pick that up for?
Both of these were, and they're in pretty darn good shape. Like $8 a piece.
You know what? That's reasonable.
And I got combined shipping because he was selling two. So
just 3-4 months ago, those were selling for $30-$40 a piece.
I don't know why.
You never buy at that point though. That's when you sell, not buy.
Yeah, I kept it on the back burner for a while there.
That's the reason I asked that, because it's funny how they went back to where they kind of need to be at this point. Now, will it pop later on? Maybe.
I was talking to Hialeah Comics, another channel on a stream, and he was talking about how he would sell a book when the trailer hits at the hype, and then buy it back when it comes back down. Like that's the game right there, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. I'm really this close. I have an Avengers number 19 with the first appearance of Swordsman.
Wow.
And it's missing a piece of it's missing like a partial page. I'm considering just getting rid of it now that it's hype, and just waiting for it to drop again so I could go get a complete copy down the line. Now that people are all nuts about these things.
Whew. That's a pretty stack of books.
That is a big stack of books, and they look like they're all boarded and bagged.
Yes, sir. It's organized, Katie. There's a reason why I only show you a portion of my room, because I told Tylox I am doing I'll tell you what would be a cool show, and you guys might would be interested in participating. I think it would be cool to have a panel of like fight. There's an interesting one. I just picked up a couple of those here recently. Spidey 2099.
I've got one of those. Happy to have it.
Yep. If you could do, I thought maybe do a panel and have everybody talk about what. Hey, Slim, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. I was
what up, Slim?
I just saw. I've got to go back and watch your latest. Man, you're really killing it with the baseball cards. That's
his guy.
Didn't he just put up a Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, I'm on that.
Yeah.
Prettiest swing ever.
Oh, ever. Sure. But I was thinking about doing a panel and having talk about like your organization of your books. Like how does everybody does it different. I mean, I see people bagging books differently and how they sort books, and I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing to talk about. Like, hey, how do you? For the longest time, I didn't like the idea of just straight alphabetically organizing my books, because I kind of like to keep sets together. So when you look at like Craven's Last Hunt, where they're crossing this Spectacular Spider-Man, it's Amazing Spider-Man, it's Web of Spider. I like keeping all those together. So if I do a straight alphabetization, then I can't do that. So I don't know. I just thought it'd be a cool topic to share. Like, like, hey,
I might learn something. Well, you probably has a better idea,
or you might.
Yeah, Brad asked me. He said, "All right, well, how do you have your stuff organized?" And I told him how I organized it, and he was like, "Yeah, but what if you wanted to like look at something here?" And I was like, "Well, then I just go to the Avengers box, because it's in the Avengers box, because it's Avengers related." Like, I mean,
see, I'm a run collector, so
yeah,
I
try to keep.
I like to compile as many as I can and create either short boxes, or if it's a huge run, a long box of just that run.
Dracula, what up?
What's up?
Oh, Dracul.
What's going on, man?
Brad.
I recently found that guy's channel, man. That guy's got good stuff. Check him out.
Have you guys seen that?
I'm late to the show, I know.
That Dracula with the freaking Alf that he drew.
Oh yeah, that was sick, man. That was so sick.
I'm telling you,
Brad,
that is one of the few giveaway contests that like I really want to win, because I really want that cover. Like,
if you don't win, just commission my man to do one for you.
I don't think, like, you know what? He's not going to be able to draw it the same way again.
I want that.
That's an original piece.
That Tylox tagged me in today. That Jenny Prison. I want to win that one, Tylox.
That's an original piece.
I figured that would be
I'm a sucker for that stuff.
Thank you for that, man. Thank you. It was a pleasure just to look at it. I love that cover. I wish I would have bought it. Now I didn't do it. I went and got a 1 in 50 pack, and I wish I would have got the 1 in 100.
Well, maybe you'll win one.
Oh, come on, baby.
What is it?
Come on, comic book guys.
Is it a contest or something?
Yeah, it's a contest that I randomly found. Somebody tagged me in a contest on Instagram, and the grand prize is like a 1 in 200 Jenny Prison House Slaughter #1.
I think it's 1 and 1, or it might. There's multiple versions of it.
Yeah,
so
no, I can't. That's why I'm going.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like
Yeah.
kind of asking you because I don't remember if it's 1 and 1 or 1 and
There's a 1
2.
in 100, but I think there's a 1 in 250 too.
Okay,
That's a book that people
I
got
think it's
burned
250.
on left and right.
Which
The
one?
House of Slaughter.
I totally I was like, who do I know who likes House of Slaughter? So I tagged Circumstances and a few other people in it, and I figured would like it.
I'm two
if
things
I
I'm a
win one,
sucker
guess
for.
what? There's gonna be one up for sale, and it's a big price to move.
I'm so happy I didn't go nuts to try to pick up one of those high ratios, because have you seen the prices on them? How they've been dropping since they first came out?
Yeah, I messed up. I bought 2 1 in 50s, and I bought one through the 1 in 50 pack that was good price, but I bought one from Things from Another World for 30, and my local shop is selling them for 15. So I messed up.
You see what I'm saying? Like they dropped a lot. I was lucky enough to get a couple of ones for 25s, and that was it. That was my breaking point. I was not going to get any more than that.
What else you got, Brad?
Even though the one for 50 is the best cover in my opinion, out of all of them. That black cover is awesome.
So I was the other announcement. I don't know at what point. Oh, check. Now, how do I move somebody else featured in the?
You drag and drop one picture on top of the other.
Yeah, you just there you go. That's how you do it.
Hey,
Yeah,
what's up? We got us a little collector in the.
We got a little hashtag look at me here.
Yeah, there we go.
You know what? That hashtag look at me is the best one of all of them.
Yeah,
That is.
out of all the ones I've seen.
That's awesome. Welcome
What's
to
up?
the show. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
He's having a good time.
In this
Sean, you
Babies mean ratings.
Later,
Sean,
Slim.
Yeah, man. Good to see you. You're working like crazy, brother.
Yeah, I miss Slim. I miss Slim on working or not working and having shows when I can watch them.
Yeah, I used to pop on his streams all the time on
He needs
Sundays.
to quit his job and come back to us.
He could just sell some of his books to.
Dude, he could never work again if he started selling his collection is absurd.
He buys a lot
I
of
just
shit.
have all these books.
Slim buys a lot of shit.
His collection is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
I've really enjoyed looking on Instagram. He's sharing I don't know if he's on. Doesn't look like he's on board with the quit your job and come back and do videos full time scenario. But I've really enjoyed his doing his
What up, Connor?
autograph stuff, man. He's done a ton of what's up, man? That's my nephew, y'all. That's the one I was talking about.
Hey.
It's actually Connor's the reason I kind of went down this rabbit hole, because earlier this year, pandemic, and there's not much to do. He's like, man, we should start collecting comics again. So shout out to my nephew and my homie, and I'm not only his uncle, but we're like best friends. So it's awesome to
that's what's up.
To have him jumping in. Yeah, he's to blame for all these short boxes I got sitting around now. So all right, so the other thing they mentioned, Henry Cavill is going to do Highlander. He's going to be the next Highlander. So I picked up some of the Highlander books.
Are they really going to do another Highlander movie?
Yeah, and Henry Cavill's going to be he's going to be the guy. So
that's awesome.
This is the Delado, the Highlander Zero from Dynamite Comics, and it's interesting. It says still only 25 cents. But I picked up of that cover Zero. They're kind of tough to find.
Super tough to find. I've been actually trying to hunt them down because I'm actually a Highlander fan.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a big. I love. There can only be one, my friend.
Oh my
God. There can only be one.
Yeah. I love
that original Christopher Lambert Highlander is one of my favorite movies of all time.
He's terrifying.
The Kurgan.
Yeah, he's terrifying. And
it's got Sean Connery in it. How could you go wrong with Sean Connery, man?
Yeah.
Sean Connery playing a Spaniard with an Irish accent was like
from Egypt.
Oh, is that where?
What did he say in the movie?
He's an Egyptian Spaniard
Sean Connery accent, and then like the next thing he knows, he's like, "Yes, as I am from Spain." And I was like, "Yes, you are. You sound very Spanish."
I might go back and watch that one. I've never seen it.
An Egyptian Spaniard with a Scottish accent.
And it's hilarious.
Gold, my friends. Gold.
Who carries a samurai sword he was given to by his wife at the time. Oh my God!
So
They made those?
That's the Delato cover 0.
Oh my God!
And then I got the photo cover 0. That one's pretty dope.
That is pretty dope.
Yeah, I got two of those. CJ, we'll talk, brother.
I was able to find one copy. I forgot which issue, like a while ago, and that was it. I haven't seen another issue of any Highlander since then.
Do you sell a lot, Brad, or do you just buy?
Man, I bet since Connor uttered those words of "Hey, let's collect comics again," I've sold 2 books.
Yeah. I buy all these comics to sell, and then I never sell them. I do
never sell them.
I've got a few that I want to let go for. Where'd I set them? God, this stuff is in such disarray. That's why I want to do that panel with like, hey, what's everybody? How's everybody organizing their stuff? Because it is like absolute chaos behind me.
See, I don't really sell that much either, though. Whatever I have if I have duplicates of stuff, or I see like, oh my God, if I see like the public getting retarded about some kind of book that makes no sense, I'm like, all right, here you go. I don't want it anyway. I'll throw it on eBay, and if some sucker buys it, I'll
Thanks for stopping by, buddy. I appreciate it.
The other thing is, I also put really extraordinarily high prices on the eBay. So it's almost like I don't want to sell it. I just put it for retarded prices on there. And I'm like, if it sells, it sells.
Yeah, and just see. So I also picked up, this is Highlander #1. This is the cover B. So
that's good stuff.
Yeah, that's the cover B.
And you got multiple copies of each?
Well, some of these, like these variant covers, I did not get. I just got a cover B and a cover C on this one. But I do have on that issue 0, I do for sure. I got 2. Now, which one did you say you got? I've got 2.
I'm not sure which issue I got. I have to go back and check. I literally only was able to find 1 issue of the entire series.
The Delato's dope, and there's a issue 1 with has was it Kieran the bad guy? What was that guy's name? Kurgan. There's a Delato Kurgan cover for issue #1 that I also tracked down. So those 2 would look real pretty sitting side by side. But we'll talk.
See, I'm more into just getting the full run to have the story to read it. The covers, if it's a cool cover, great. But I prefer the actually drawn covers over the photo covers.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to jump off here real quick. I'm about to go run some errands and then come home and work on the rest of this slideshow.
Stop lying. You're gonna go eat a McRib. Come on. To be honest with the people.
I'm not eating another McRib.
Come on. Be honest with the people.
My still hates me.
Yeah, I got to jump off too, but I'll still be watching those, Brad.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you stopping by.
For sure.
Right, y'all have a good one. I will see everyone tonight, hopefully.
Sounds good.
You guys gonna go on the CBC Awards thing?
I'm gonna be. Well, is he gonna be inviting people on, or is he just like?
I have no idea what the hell he's gonna do.
I'll definitely be watching.
It's got my interest. Honestly, I want to see people get pissed off, and I'm just gonna piss them off.
I just want to see who wins.
You know, because you know that's gonna happen. People are.
It's gonna happen. It happens.
People are like, "Well, I should have won." Well, you know what? No, you didn't, because you're not as popular as the other person. That's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but this is what I look like after I had the McRib. You know, I had a strong constipated look on my face.
Oh my God, that's great.
You know, I lost all my pupils, and
well, I like how you gave yourself a big brain, though. That's pretty cool.
That's great. All right, well,
I never said I didn't have a big brain.
Have a good one.
See you, man. I'll see you tonight.
All right, bye.
Oh, Hey, here you go, CJ. Let's do. Let's try this one. This one. Yeah. What? Yeah. We'll just do this. Yeah. Connor's eating 2 McRibs right now. Hey, not one, but 2. Now he's got a young stomach, so he can take it.
Is that your nephew?
Yes.
Oh man, to give him some uncle advice, please. Give him some good advice, please. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what it's going to do to his colon. He really doesn't.
Yeah, he's still in his 20s, man. He doesn't. He's not thinking like that, you know.
Well, he will once his ass blows out. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's Oh, Nicole, there's that's where Brian LCS is hosting that show tonight. I've got a Christmas party, so I don't think I'll be able to do it, but I'm gonna keep rolling, and I think this might have to be my last. I don't think I'm gonna get to this other one I was thinking about because we had too much fun hanging out and talking.
Well, so, let me hop off then. Let me allow you to do your look at me.
Keep drawing while I'm going through these, and then I'll switch you over, and you can we can see where you are on your progress. So
I'm just doodling right now.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I thought this would be a kind of a cool run, and these were on sale for I think probably $1 a piece. So this is Punisher War Journal #1, and this is part of the Civil War storyline. And then they had these on sale, and I thought this was just kind of neat. But they had these issue #7 of that same run of Punisher War Journal is like a Punisher Captain America kind of hybrid that was kind of interesting. So I picked up 2 of those, and then the cover B is just the straight Punisher.
So are you picking them up on spec, or what are you picking them up on?
I think that was probably just a cover buy, but I wanted to read the Punisher. I don't have any Punisher runs, and I saw those for cheap, and I was like, well, I can put together that Civil War. I can put together that Civil War storyline for fairly cheap. So,
I'm only asking because you pick up multiple copies. That's why.
That's just, I mean, they were $1, so I've got one I can actually read and be okay with reading it, and I've got one I'll never take out of plastic. So that's kind of my mindset. This one's kind of neat too. This is in that same run. This is issue 8, and the
art's great.
Yeah, I was intrigued. So I want to see that Civil War storyline and how it ties in. This is actually part of the initiative run, so where they had to sign up for, register themselves. So that was my reasoning for that. Some of the rest of these will be spec books. So got Alpha Flight #5. Got
That's a fun cover.
Of course, John Byrne art, which is like I totally grew up on that dude. Fantastic Four and Alpha Flight. It's the first appearance of the lady who would go on to become the Talisman. So Alpha Flight 5, and then in Alpha Flight 19, she becomes the Talisman. So with this mystic stuff,
how old are you, Brad?
52.
All right, so you're one generation on top of me. I'm 44, so you got very similar books that you were looking at that time.
So what now? Repeat that again.
I'm saying you got about a half a generation past me. I'm 44, so it seems like a lot of the books that you're reading and from your childhood are very similar to mine because the Byrne stuff resonates with me a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
Well, and you could do depending on where it falls. I mean, if you collect, we could be 8 years apart, and in comic book years, that's if you were collecting as a child and I was 8 years older collecting the same stuff, you could. There is a fair amount of overlap on that stuff. So John Byrne, the Fantastic Four and the Alpha Flight, man, I was all over it. I mean, I loved his artwork. I liked his treatment of Spider-Man because it was this lanky. He looked like a lanky, spidery kind of teenage kid.
I
teenage.
grew to appreciate Alpha Flight more later on. I didn't appreciate it when I was a kid. The John Byrne stuff that sticks with me is the X-Men stuff that he did.
Yeah.
He did some excellent Hulk covers. I don't know if you've ever seen those. Excellent Hulk covers. And I also love the run he had with She-Hulk.
Nicole's just throwing compliments, man. I'm just like snatching them. I'm just snatching them when she's throwing them. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate you guys. I miss you guys. I miss you.
Well, do my hands look like they're 44?
No, you have.
I have lovely hands.
You must use Palmolive dishwashing.
I soaked in it.
Yes.
So you could get that.
These kids aren't gonna know what we're talking about right now.
You could get that.
Yeah, Palmolive. So the next one is a bit of a spec book. This is, they say buy on the dip. If you're, it's interesting when we were talking about who do you think is going to be the next big thing? Nobody mentioned Silk, and Silk is on a bit of a dip right now. There hasn't been much talk about Silk. So I picked up her second cameo appearance in Amazing Spider-Man #2 with Electro on the cover. Pretty dope cover. I just think, it's her, her first appearance is not outrageous. It's not crazy right now.
I think there's a reason for that.
You think because she's not going to be much.
You know what it is? Everybody's going nuts over this whole Spider-Verse. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But think of it like this. How many characters out of the entire Spider-Verse can hold not only a title in a common run, but actually run a series or a TV series or a movie and have ongoing, constant engagement with people? Not that many. Think of it like this. Obviously, you have Spider-Man. Peter Parker, Spider-Man. It's the classic character. Then you have Miles Morales, which is basically the updated, the younger, the hipper, the Spider-Man for today's kids. Okay, so I'll give it that much. But then after that, which of the women? There's so many women that deserve that could have a run, but there's not enough room for multiple Spider-Women shows or series. Think of it like that. You have Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew. You have the other Spider-Woman that nobody talks about, the blonde one with the black and white costume that nobody talks about.
That's Carpenter. Is Jessica Carpenter or something?
There you go, Jessica Carpenter. You have her. You have Silk. You have Spider-Gwen. Which one is going to be the one? It's only going to be one of those characters that really are going to be able to sustain and hold out. So to go throughout the entire gambit and pick up all those books, especially if they're paying high price for those books, it's very risky in my opinion. If you're looking at just for the resale value of it, if you really love the characters, different story. But it's a very, very, very dangerous road that you're taking with all these spider characters. That's why I mentioned Peter Parker before, because that out of all those spider characters, that one character has a little bit of different appeal and can go to those 5-6-year-old kids that might really, really love that. Think about it. If they make like a SpongeBob kind of a cartoon with a Peter Parker, how good would that be?
Oh, I mean, it would be appealing for sure. It'll be interesting. I think the thing that muddies the water a little bit is that Sony still retains the rights to things, so it can't be just like a full blown.
Think of it like this: they've already announced a Craven movie that's going to come out, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that it's been already done. It's happening. They're making it. Okay, why haven't all the Craven books outside of that Amazing Spider-Man fight, the Craven's Last Hunt and the first appearance? Why haven't they gone all crazy? There's a run that nobody knows about called Get Craven. Why hasn't that run, the little mini series of Craven comics, gone through the roof? because people don't have faith in them as far as sustainability. And if they don't pull it off the right way, hey, that's a book. You want to spec on something, you find it for $1, get those Craven books.
Yeah, and it's a shame, man, because I always liked Craven as a kid. I really liked. I've got the Cravens.
Well, the problem is Craven dies. Everybody knows that he dies. I love them as a character too, but he dies. So you know that the long term, he dies.
And I think now he had been cloned, and the last Craven is the one went back and killed all the other clones to fight Spider-Man. I mean, it's just kind of weird.
Well, it's just like anything else. The cloning thing has killed a lot of characters. You know, if they wanted to keep the daughter thing going, they had a daughter of his that was like taking on the mantle. All right, you could live with that. Or there was another character, I think from the Torment series in Spider-Man with McFarlane, Calypso or something like that. There was another woman that was like heavily involved with that. There's something to that, but I don't have faith in a lot of the spider type of entities outside of the core brand, which is Peter Parker. Now Miles Morales. It's been proven that he's got that appeal for the young kids, for the new generation.
Sure. Yeah.
And I believe there's going to be one Spider-Woman or spider type of woman that's going to prevail. And the weird feeling I have, it's going to be the classic.
Could very well be. Yeah. You never
That's
know.
Either her or Spider-Gwen. I think one or the other. But I really think it's going to be the classic because that's the one that could go multi-generational. You could get the young kids and you get the old people in there.
Yeah, I think the question of what's going to be the next Miles Morales is a loaded question because I really don't think I think Young Avengers is probably the only thing mentioned that really has a chance.
It could be Invincible.
Well, but we're talking like Marvel properties. I think Invincible the show's already come out, so
it is, but
probably buy it and dip. Yeah, it's not done. It's not done. But you could probably buy that book. I bet if we checked, it's on a dip right now. Because
it's probably on the dip, but I could guarantee you it's expensive. If you really want to spec on a Robert Kirkman entity that hasn't been optioned yet, and this guy has a track record for whatever he touches goes to gold, Firepower.
Yeah,
I got multiple copies of number. There's a spec book.
I was going to say. I think you shared some of those on your show one.
I probably did because every time I find it for cover price or less, I pick it up. Boom. That's it. I got the first 10 issues and I got all 10 issues other than number 1 for half price off. Number one, I paid number one. Every time I found it for cover price, which I'm more than happy to pay cover price for it.
Sure, yeah.
And if I can get it less, hey, that'd be even better. But we're talking about something. I think because he's been proven. Look at the stuff this guy has done. Anything he's done. You know that Marvel Zombies, they're giving all the accolades to Marvel. Who created Marvel Zombies? That was Robert Kirkman. Look what they're going to do with him. You know, this guy, he's got a real knack for creating things that translate really, really well to, you know,
who would have thought the Marvel Zombies would have taken off like they have, and we've really only scratched the surface. I mean, it's really only, but that's going to be a live action show. That's the current plan right now.
Are you sure it's live action and not cartoon? Mm-hmm. I thought it was a cartoon.
Well, the plan right now is for it to be live action. So since I buy speculation books, some of the shows I watch are speculation shows, and Lords of the Long Box is one of those. Shout out to those guys. But they have a guest on not every Sunday, but a lot. And he's connected to the MCU stuff and talks a lot about, upcoming developments and what's in the plans and stuff like that. So there's currently 30 shows, whether it be, well, I think mostly it's Disney Plus, but Disney Plus, there's about 30 projects in development right now for Disney Plus. And
have you figured out what that guy's connection is to the MCU? I've heard him talk a lot of times, but I never figured out what his connection is.
No, I think Well, that's his full-time job. Well, I think that's his full-time job now, is just doing the his news and speculation, and he's actually got a comic coming out first of the year, I believe, or either December coming up. But yeah, it's fun to do, man. It's really Thor 617 is ridiculously low right now. Once Kid Loki reappears, that's going to be a much higher book than $20. I would have to speculate that he's probably going to be one of the Young Avengers. So yeah. All right. Again, so second cameo of Silk.
Once more, everybody is focusing on Young Avengers or even Dark Avengers. Or even
I think it's Thunderbolts.
Or even Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Why is nobody even mentioning New Warriors?
I think based on who has been, you start taking these puzzle pieces, and you start piecing it together, and you start seeing that there's who they're introducing, I think. And I think a big clue for the Thunderbolts for me was in Falcon and Winter Soldier, when Winter Soldier is sitting at the bar with the older gentleman who lives down the hall from him, and they're friends, and you find out later that there's a connection there. But when they're sitting at the bar,
I'm going to tell you what I personally think. I think they're going to take the Dark Warriors and relabel them Thunderbolts and mix the two brands together under the name Thunderbolts. I really think that's going to be the case. And I also think you're not hearing anybody else say that, but if you know what, you heard it here first. You heard it here. If they bring in an element of Young Avengers, I feel that they might bring in that kind of team together, or the champions, and call them the New Warriors, because I feel that the New Warriors is a much better brandable type of entity for Marvel, and I feel that they'll recognize that as well over a Young Avengers, which might actually reduce the people that will watch it. You might lose all the adults that would watch it. Because
it depends. I mean, I think it's all the thing that Marvel's been successful with is it's in the setup. It's in doing the Hawkeye movie, and it's watching that, man. It's tough not to fall in love with the new Hawkeye, man. She's funny. She's a good actor, and it's really been cool to see. So I think it's all in the setup. I
could really appreciate the new Hawkeye. I really like.
Yeah,
that's a good series.
Yeah,
I think absolutely. I like it better than Winter Soldier, actually.
It's but I was saying, like, Thunderbolts, one of the major keys or clues for me on the Thunderbolts was in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. When he's sitting at the bar with the older gentleman and they're talking, and the older guy introduces him to the bartender, and I start paying attention to when they talk about just random people, whether it be a waitress or a bartender or somebody working at a business or the mailman or whatever. I look up the names. The character who is the bartender goes on to be Jolt in the Thunderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
A character that they introduced. And that book it's been a little tough to find, and it's maintained some, I don't know, probably $40 to $50 book for a while now. But
I'm agreeing with you with the Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts will be the entity that goes with
Baron
rather than
Zemo. Baron Zemo was the leader.
But I feel that they're going to pull in elements from Dark Avengers as well into that Thunderbolts, because they're very similar if you think about it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. But I don't think, I mean, Marvel never really follows the comics,
and that's the point why I think they're going to do a mashup.
They don't have to. Yeah, they don't have to follow the comics. So I don't think they're.
Which is another big reason why I think that New Warriors as a title, as a brand, they're going to throw everybody a monkey wrench, a loophole, and introduce that and use the either champions or Young Avengers or a combination labeled under the New Warriors. That's the feeling I'm getting.
It'll be interesting to see, because I wonder, I mean, Riri's not in Young Avengers.
And And don't get me wrong, people. I'm not telling you to go and buy every new Warriors book or whatever the case is. But if you find some key issues of New Warriors, like number ones and stuff like that, for dirt cheap, it's not going to break your back.
Yeah, cheap spec. That's as good as it gets to me. I mean, that's just if you can do, you're minimizing
Firestar.
risk.
And that includes Firestar, which I believe they're going to start introducing in the MCU as well.
So are you a Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends Firestar or Uncanny X-Men Firestar?
Well, it's the same one.
I know, but it's continuity versus.
I feel that Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends would probably be the book as far as the true first appearance in comics, and the fact that she's so recognizable right on the cover, the whole nine. But I think 193 of Uncanny X-Men, which is the first in continuity, will actually be a very strong book once they do something with her.
Yeah, and you can they're basically saying when Spider-Man goes to college, that's what we're gonna see is gonna be like. I think she's gonna be.
That's why I'm getting those vibes.
Yeah,
that's kind of why I'm getting those vibes.
Yeah, so. We'll look back in 5 years and say, hey, remember that show where we were talking about this? So hey, I'm gonna breeze through these other selections here so we can get back to our Saturdays and stuff. And I appreciate you sharing some time with me. In fact, we do have to talk at some point because you and I share a career path as well.
Do we?
I'm in real estate. Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah. Yep. So we'll save that for a topic of discussion on one of our next get-togethers.
I'll tell you what. DM me on Instagram. We'll chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
I'll show you my number. Then we could talk like for real on the phone.
Yeah, sounds good. Good. So up next, this is a book I've been buying. I haven't stopped buying, and it's a really interesting version of the Howling Commandos that includes monsters. And this is the first appearance of Glyph. And Glyph is going to be involved in some form or fashion. Trying to show this with the minimum. I don't know how many copies of this I have, but if there's a number at which if I can buy it, I continue to buy it. And if it goes over that, I see some people buying these for $15. I'm not buying this for $15.
So what's your number?
4 or less. If I can buy it for $4 or less, I'm all over it.
And you're stacking them?
Yeah.
You're crazy, man.
Why, is that too expensive?
Huh?
Is that too expensive? Or are you?
I did buying 1 or 2 copies. Yeah, that's fine. But to stack on a character like that, I don't know.
Well, it's all about like, I think it's what the approach is. Now that's a book I would have to sell for it to make sense to do what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I can't sit on those forever. I have to sell that. But the reason to sell it will be so I can get something I really want. And that's the reason for stacking it. So, and the other thing is if I can get it for less than $4, and I think every copy I've bought has been less than $4. And I've seen 2 people already post, hey, I finally found this when it was $15 at a show. And I'm like, I keep taking it off my list to buy. And then I see that and I'm like, all right, I'm putting it back on my list to buy.
Well, think of it from this aspect. How many copies of that do you have? 10, 20?
No, not that many. It's probably, I'm probably approaching 10.
Okay. So 10.
Around 10. Yeah.
So 10 times 4 is $40.
Right.
Now, if you took that $40 and instead of buying 10 copies of that, you bought a key, like a significant key that has high potential to go in there. Like, for example, I don't know how long ago you started buying these, but let's say you bought a Thor 165 before this Adam Warlock's thing happened for $30-$40, which they were selling not that many months ago. They were selling for those prices. You buy a book like that, boom, now you got your book. You get what I'm saying? it's a little bit more of a solid speculation, more than like really out there. Buying a buck or for a copy or two of certain books, unless you have like strong conviction or you have like an insider tip, you could get burned, and you could be sitting on mountains of comics down
I
the
didn't
line.
say it wasn't an insider tip.
Oh, you do have an insider tip. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I probably wouldn't otherwise, but there's a couple of those, and that's why I watch those shows. I mean, I try to stay for stuff it's more dangerous if I'm speccing myself, and those are the ones that I'm really buying low. But if it's somebody that says, listen, it's coming, and they have a track record for being right, then that's a whole nother story. Up next, I really like these Secret Warriors books, and in issue number 4, this is the first appearance of Manifold. Manifold went on to be a member of Sword. So I like the Sword group. I'm kind of intrigued by some of these some of what book did I miss? The insider tip on. The Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1, first appearance of Glyph, and a really cool team. I mean, this team would be, I could see this being a Hulu show, like a adult animated show, because you've got Hit Monkey and Man Thing and Kid Abomination. I mean, there's just some cool characters, but it is the first appearance of
Brad, I'm sorry, I gotta hop off. I just got a message from one of my clients. I gotta get off.
Go for it, man. Good to see you. I'm gonna wrap up for myself. Take care, bud.
Bye.
Daddy needs some spec advice. That's that one's pretty good. I mean, that one's said to be coming for sure. So we'll see. Along those same lines, this one's kind of cool, and I'm losing battery life, so I'm going to finish these last few up and send you guys along your way. But I sure do appreciate y'all hanging out in the chat. That was a lot of fun. Nick Fury's Howling Commandos, and it's got a lot of those same characters, and they're brought in to, when you don't want to send humans in, you send the monsters in to fight evil. So this one's just kind of a cool book, and you don't see it a ton, and when you do, this white background is that sucker picks up some dirt. So that's just kind of a cool book. For a buck or two, if I can find any Warlock stuff, I thought this was a really interesting cover style. It's a little more two-dimensional, I guess, than photorealistic like an Alex Ross. So I thought that was kind of neat. So pick up that Warlock stuff. Did I say Warlord or Warlock? Warlock stuff. I pick up that Warlock stuff when I see it, especially if it's a good price. Marvel's number 1 from the old school. This one's in really good condition, considering that black, man, that black always go the wrong way. That spine is just that's pretty crispy, man. That is pretty crispy. That's a tough one to find in good condition. Now, these last two will speak to our boy Circumstances. Now, this is not the second print, but I did find a pretty good price on a first print of the second full appearance of Riri. So I jump on that when I can see it. You never know. Rude, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well, man. It's about lunchtime, and then it's about football 30 for me. I got to go hop on and get my football fix before I go to my Christmas party tonight. So picked up that one. And then this isn't any significance other than it's just the second issue number 2. It's not, I think somebody had this on sale for $1, so I was like, you never know when those, there's not a significant event that happens in this book. An early Riri Iron Man book. So so I'm with you. I'm jumping on jump on those things too. I do think she's a solid character, and I think she's going to be very important moving forward. What's going on, Damien? Hope you're doing well, buddy. I am just wrapping up. I was actually going to go through this box as well, and you start hanging out with friends and time gets away from you. So I'm going to save that one for another time because I'm like over an hour and a half. So I do appreciate you guys swinging by and hanging out. That thing is, I'm trying to get that. Yeah, I appreciate you guys swinging by and hanging out. Just wanted to share what I had. And like I said, there's stuff going on and there's more stuff in the mail. So I'll keep you guys busy through Christmas. We'll do some unboxings and have a good time. But I'll tell you what, more than the unboxing stuff, I enjoy the hangout, the conversation. I value y'all's opinion on things. So thank you so much for sharing and sharing your time with me. I appreciate it. I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend. And my last announcement, check out Tylox's YouTube channel tonight. It is going to be epic. I'm going to make my first appearance on the Saturday night show, so I am super excited about that. So yeah, check them out tonight. I believe it's 11 p.m. Unless I haven't gotten hazed into the panel yet. So we'll see what they have in store for your boy Southpaw Brad tonight. But it's going to be awesome. And I guys I've been hanging out with guys I've been watching for a long time and guys I respect. So Dave, looking forward to hanging out with you tonight, buddy. Y'all have a fantastic time at Six Flags, and everybody else, have an awesome weekend. Thanks for sharing your time with me, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.